I'm back at it again with another YouTube video. It's your girl Shay Shay, it's Shay Shay, Sweet Shay Shay, whichever you guys want to call me. And today, you guys, we're here with a girl talk, a one-on-one. And yeah, we just had a talk. I know usually girls do their makeup while they're doing this or like something, but I'm like, I look cute already. So let me sit down, let me talk to you guys, and I ask you guys like a girl's talk, like what do you guys want to talk about? And what was said was like, we need to talk about self-love. We need to talk about learning to let go. And how to stay positive when things get hard. Those are the three that I'm gonna go with right now. So we need to talk about them because it's so important, I think, like to talk about like relationships with ourselves and the relationship with other people. That is something that I am in the midst of going through, and I know that a lot of you guys have been asking me to do a video where it's like something you guys can come back and look at, you know, because I'd be like answering something like some of the what do you call that, the questions on my Instagram, but some of you guys are like, I need to see this advice, like can you put it somewhere so I can always go back to it and look at it. So I love my for you guys. But yeah, so we're gonna do that today. We're gonna talk about some things that you guys can come back and look at on whether you're in the process of trying to let someone go, whether you're in the process of healing, whether you're in the process of trying to learn to love yourself more, whether that comes from in a relationship or just trying to build your confidence up, and what else? Oh, how to get through things when it's hard, because life has been really hard for a lot of us. So we're going to talk about a little bit of everything, a little sprinkle of everything that I really want to talk to you guys about and like give advice. And not even advice because I feel like, well, some advice because it's something that I've been through, and I feel like you can only give advice on something when it's something you've been through. So I've been actually walking through this a lot, and I just want to give you guys some little pointers to help you guys get through it too, because I know that we're all going through it out here. So let's help each other. So let's talk. Before we get this video started, like, comment, subscribe to your girl's channel. Let's start with something more positive, more uplifting, of course. And we're gonna, of course, everything's gonna be uplifting because everything about life is not always down, and everything really, like, I need you to know that regardless of whatever you're going through, whether you're trying to learn confidence, trying to build yourself up, you're getting out of a relationship, you're in a relationship, or just trying to maneuver through whatever you're going through in your life right now, just know that, like, I need you to know that everything you're going through right now is for a reason. Like, I know that a lot of times it's so cliche to say, but I think I learned through, like, everything is recent for me. Like, I've recently been going through a lot, right? But I think that I have a therapist and everything, you guys. So what helped me, I think I had to teach myself. And I think a lot of times is that you can go get help from a therapist, you can go get help from anything, but I think it comes down to you and you, where you are at mentally, spiritually, and everything. And I think if you let yourself know and you come to a content space with yourself and let yourself know that what I'm going through, there's a reason behind it. And I think when things get so rough, no matter how dark it is, no matter how black it may seem, no matter how much I can't see, I think I know that what I'm going through, like, I'm going through this for a reason. I'm not going through all this troubled water just for nothing to happen. Like, there's a reward in the end of this. Like, there's something that's great going to come out of this. Like, I need you to know that. So whenever you're going through anything that's so tough and so hard to get through, just know, like, I'm having to put a little bit more into this because there's something behind this door that God wants me to receive. So I think that's so important to know and to carry when you are going through these things. So first thing, I think a lot of times people always like to ask is like, how do I build self-love? Like, how do I gain self-love? How do I build my confidence? My best advice to that is just learning to love who you are, you know, like learning to love everything about yourself that you don't like. You know, I think that's so important. I think, like, I've always had insecurity with my hair, and I always like had to tell myself, like, let me just learn to embrace what I have, like what God gifted me. Like, you have to understand that God created you in your own unique like figure. Like, God made you exactly the way you are. Like, no one has those feet you have, no one has those legs you have, that hair you have, or that beauty mark you have, or God created you in his own. So I need you to take in that and like accept that, and know that if God was okay with sending me off like this, then I have to be okay with it as well. Yeah, self-love is so important. And self-love also is loving yourself enough to let friends and relationships go. I think that's like probably what you guys are really aiming for me to talk about today, because I think it's so important that we learn to love ourselves, ladies. And men, love yourself as well. But I think I have a more female audience, so I think it's so important for us to love ourselves. I think it's hard to love ourselves and be selfish and put ourselves before others, because if you're someone like me, we love to put others before ourselves. But I need you to know that, I think me and Miss Avion were talking about this like last week, and we were like, this is just the year to be selfish, you know, like, and I've always told myself like there's nothing wrong with being selfish. Like I always, like, it has this stamina on it that being selfish is a bad thing. Like, oh my gosh, you're selfish, that means that you're not a good person. But no, like, being selfish is so needed and necessary. Like, sometimes we need to be selfish, because if we're not, then we're like not treating ourselves. Be kinder to ourselves. I hope this is such a word, because I think in this season of my life, I'm learning to be more kinder to Shayla, being more gentle with her, being more forgiving of her. You have to forgive yourself. Learn to forgive yourself. Learn to love yourself for the things that you know that you once did that you feel like were bad, or that you hate yourself for. Learn to forgive yourself, because once you learn to forgive yourself and nourish the person that is within inside yourself, I feel like it's easier to love everyone else around you. But I feel like once it's hard when, you know, I think a lot of times we forget about ourselves. Like we love everybody else, we care about everybody else, we take care of everybody else, and then ourself is like, hey, well, what about me? So this is my reminder to love yourself, be gentle with yourself, be kinder to yourself. I always tell myself, I look at baby photos of me and I'm like, I have to be kinder to this girl, because that little girl is still in me, and I have to forgive her, and I have to I just have to be more gentle with her. So be more gentle with the version of yourself that you have within, for sure. So I think, like, after we go off on that topic, I think the next topic is like self-love, all of that. And now it's like self-love also is talking about letting friendships go and letting relationships go that are not beneficial to you. I think it's really hard to let go of people that, you know, that we love and that we thought would be in our life forever. But I think it's so necessary to give yourself that window, that air to breathe from people that aren't good for you. Not even good for you, but it's not even like, I know that we've even talked about this, and I know that there's a lot of people that are just growing out of friendships, you know, and it's not necessarily like, oh, you're bad for me, I'm bad for you, but it's just like, oh, we don't fit in each other's lives anymore. And I think that is completely normal. I know it's hard, and I know it's like, dang, like, but I thought that person was going to be my life forever. I thought we were going to be friends forever. I thought I was going to be with this dude forever, you know. But I think it's okay to be alone. It's okay to be by yourself. It's okay to step away from things that aren't serving you. And that's so important. You have to look at every relationship in your life and say, hey, is this serving me? Am I benefiting from you? And are you benefiting from me? Because anybody who's in your life, you should be taking something from them, and they should be taking something from you. Because if it's not that, then it's people not taking, giving. So you should be giving something to someone else, and they should be giving something to you. Okay, let me make that clear, because you don't want the opposite of that, which is someone taking from you, you know, and they're just taking your energy, taking your joy, taking your peace, taking the things that make you sane, you know. And if you have people around you that aren't doing that, and they're really just taking from you and not giving you more wisdom, not giving you more love, not giving you more peace, then it's like, what are you here for? You know. And I think it's so important that you look at your relationships, you look at who you're with, you look at the dude you're with, and you say, hey, are you benefiting me? And hey, what let's think long term too. Like, do you see me as your wife? Like, you know, like, you gotta think like that. And I know it's so like up there to think that when you're so young, but I think it's so important that you date with purpose, that you have friendship with purpose, that you do business with purpose, You know, like that is so important in life, that whatever you're doing in life, you want to make sure that it has purpose behind it. Because if you don't, then you're just sitting there like, what are we doing? You know, we're just friends and we just smoke together and that's all we do. But it's like, okay, but we gonna get money together? Are we gonna, you know, like what, you know, and not necessarily, you don't always have to get money with everyone, but you just have to be able to be beneficial to each other. And if you're not beneficial to each other, then it's like, what are we doing? So I think that's the second or the third part of what we're talking about, is letting go. It's so hard to let go. It's been hard. It's like, it's never something that becomes easy. And I can say that because people have always asked me if I've always been through seasons of my life where I've had to let relationships go, where I had to let friendships go, where I had to let family go. I've been there. I've been at those positions in my life, and it doesn't get easier. I'm still in positions because every season you have different seasons of your life, and then that next season causes you to let boopty boop go, and then that season causes you to let boopty boop go. So it's a part of life. You're going to have to learn, but you have to learn to you're gonna have to learn what's the word I'm looking for, to master it. You're gonna have to learn to master it, because once you learn to master it, it isn't that hard. And I think that's with me. It becomes a little difficult because we're humans and we have emotions and we have feelings. But other than that, it becomes like, oh, I've done this before. I've let a friendship go that I was with friends for 10 years. So I can let this one go because I was only friends with you for 2. Even though sometimes that one meant a little bit more than that one. But it never becomes easier. That's what more of the story, what I'm trying to say. But it is something that you have to master, and something that you do have to do in life. Because in order to grow, some people can't go with you to your next dimension of life. Some people cannot go with you there. And I know that when you do go to that next dimension, you'll realize, oh, that's why you couldn't come with me. Oh, that's why you had to stay back there. Oh, that's why I couldn't bring you with me here. So I think it's so important that we learn when to let people go, and when to leave, and when to leave the job, when to leave the friendship, and when to leave the relationship. Is so important. It isn't easy, but it is possible, and it is something that you can do for the sake of your own happiness and for the sake of your own peace. And I think sometimes we have to start letting ourselves know that, hey, I do deserve this. I deserve to be at peace. I deserve to not be in worry about, oh, who talking behind my back, or what are you doing behind my back. Nobody wants to live like that. No one deserves to live like that. So, and don't put yourself, and that goes back to the step 1 that we were talking about, is self-love. Love yourself more than you love that person. Love yourself more than you love that best friend. Love yourself more than you love that dude, or more than you love that female. You have to love yourself first, because if you don't, then forever you're just going to let people walk over you and mistreat you, and that's not right. That's not good to you. That's not good to the little girl inside you. That's not good to the little boy inside you. You have to be able to take care of yourself, and once you take care of you, then you can take care of everybody else. But if you're not taking care of you and you're just taking care of everybody else, you're always going to find yourself in a position where you're never happy, where you're always disappointed and you're never satisfied. I almost forgot to mention the topic of, you guys had asked me if this was another topic that was brought up that pointed me wanting to do this video. Is you guys had asked me if, like, being friends with your ex, like how do I feel about that? Where do I stand with that? And how should you feel about it, or like maybe a different view of it? I think honestly, it depends on who the ex is. Because if the ex is someone who can handle just being friends and being cordial, I need you to understand that as a grown-up, you can be cordial and you can be friends with your ex. Like, it's not, you don't have to hate them. You don't have to. I think I definitely recommend taking your time if you need to. Like, me personally, with my ex, I take my time. Like, if I need time away from you, and if my feelings get too much, you know, then I need to take my time away from you, I'm going to do that, you know. But if I can handle being around you and being cool with you, being cordial with you, and it not being on that level, then there's no reason for it to be any bad blood, you know. So I think it really depends on who you are and who the person is, who the other person is. Because if you guys can both be grown-ups about the situation and handle, you know, being cordial with each other, then why not be friends with your ex? But I know a lot of people have a hard time with this, and I think it really depends on who the person is that you're talking to and who you are as an individual, because some people are just like, I don't play that. I know, like, with certain exes with me, there's no contact that, you know, that needs to be happening because of who that person is, and they couldn't respect my boundaries. So if you can't respect my boundaries, then I'm not, you know, like, no. So I think it really depends on you, your situation, and really just like who your ex is or whatever. But I think it is totally fine to be it's okay to be friends with the person you are. And just because, you know, like, sometimes you need to venture out and let that go. Let that thing go. Because I think sometimes when we break up with our exes, we still be like, you might be coming back. You might come back home. And, you know, like, but sometimes you just gotta let them go be free. Let them go live their life and not hold them to a hostage, and let them truly be free, ladies and men and boys. I mean, let your girl be free. Let her go live her life, and let your dude go live his life. But yeah, I think that a lot of people like how I come about it in my situations, and people are just like getting inspired by it, because it is like sometimes you can be cool with them, and it depends. Like, at the end of the day, it really depends on the person, because sometimes you could be cool with your ex, sometimes it's like, yeah, that just can't happen because you on that and we can't be on that. We just need to be on this, and sometimes people can't agree on that, so which is fine. But it's just like, I'm gonna love you from a distance now. So really depends on who you are and and who the person is. But I think it is possible to still be cool with your ex and still be on a cordial level with them. So yeah, I think that was some good points that we went over. Yeah. Let me pause this. I'm just this chair was falling off. Yeah, I just did this to say to anyone, this is just a girl's talk to talk about whatever you're really going through in this life. I just need you to know, I don't know what you're going through. I don't know who I needed to sit down and tell this to, that you're going to be okay. You know, that I think that's so important. I think when you're going through, I've been through depression. I think a lot of people, they see me and I look so pretty and I look so happy on Instagram or whatever, but I've also made it very clear, though, if you guys watch my stories, that's like where you see the real me. But I let people know that I really go through it just like anybody else, and I deal with things mentally, you know, that I've suffered from depression. I've suffered from things that literally your mind would tell you that you're not good enough. Your mind would tell you that, you know, this is it for you, and it isn't. And you have to be able to have that little voice inside your head, or just tell yourself that there's more for me, that this can be it. And that was me in my walk in the past few months, that I kept telling myself, I'm like, God just didn't take me here and just say, all right, I'm gonna leave you here. That's where your story ends. Like, no, your story never ends where you're at. There's more for you. There's more for you to experience, more for you to touch, more for you to, more love for you to experience too. With friendships and love, there's more friends to come. There's more, relationships to come. Like that last relationship we're in, I know you thought that was the one, but sometimes that isn't the one, and sometimes God has something better for you. And God won't give you better until you're ready to let that person go. And I really, really learned that in my last relationship. I learned that God will sit there and let you take as long as you want. But when you're ready and you let it go, you have a gift waiting for you at the door as soon as you're done letting go. Maybe not as soon, but He will have a gift waiting for you, and that's real. So I hope this message was good for someone. I hope we had a good girl talk, and this is something that you guys can go back and listen to. And know that you deserve more. You deserve more happiness, more peace, and more love. But you have to stand up for yourself, and you have to treat yourself better. Treat yourself better. Love yourself more. Be more gentle with yourself. Be more gentle with the little girl inside you, the little boy inside you. And love yourself more. And I know it's hard to love ourselves when we love some booty boop and booty boop more. But sometimes you have to say, hey, y'all gonna go do what you gotta do, but I'm gonna take care of me. I'm gonna make sure I'm good. I'm gonna make sure I'm straight. And then once you make sure you're straight, then you can be like, oh, then I can go worry about you and I can go deal with you. But I gotta make sure I'm good first. So yeah, I hope this video was good for someone to hear. Go be happy. It's the year 2022. I hear it's the year to be selfish. It's the year to take care of yourself, to be more loving and more gentle to yourself, to just nourish your soul and take care of you. Forget everybody else for a second and just be super, super duper selfish with you, and see what happens. Yeah, but yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, subscribe to your girl's channel. Tell me what kind of tell me what kind of video, y'all. This chair's about to break. Tell me what kind of videos y'all want, and I'll give it to y'all. Whatever. Just drop in the comments. What do y'all want to see from me? What do you guys want me to do? What do you guys want me to? What is it? What do y'all need from Shay Shay? Because I hear that y'all need me back on YouTube. So what's good? What's good? Right? Yeah. So drop in the comments what y'all want from me. I'm gonna give it to you. I love you guys.